60-second Nikke reviews, episode Ada, Resident Evil collab. Go! Ada Wong is the first character to be pulled for in the new Resident Evil collab, and is actually a damn decent DPS and buffer. Her skill 1 buffs the attack and true damage of every burst 3 unit that has been used to burst previously. It also heals 10% of their damage dealt during the burst as HP for the team. Red Hood sadly isn't covered by this buff as she is every burst stage at once, but Rappi Red Hood is included due to her base form being burst 3, which turns into a burst 1 unit if no other such unit is in the party. Ada's skill 2 deals 420% of her final attack every 2 seconds during full burst, and affects targets nearest the crosshair. When Ada herself is bursting during full burst, the trigger rate is reduced to every 1 second for 10 seconds. Her skill 2 damage procs 5 times every 2 seconds during a regular full burst, and 10 times every second when Ada's own burst is in use. Finally, her burst skill reduces her charge speed to a third, but increases her charge damage by 1500%, essentially increasing her damage by 15 times the original full charge damage for one shot. It also increases her true damage and attack by 40% and 42% respectively, essentially turning her burst into a modern Snow White or Laplace burst projectile that has a slow charge speed but a shit ton of damage. All in all, Ada could potentially be extremely strong in the right team comps, and I recommend testing out a comp with both Ada, Rappi Red Hood, and a third burst 3 DPS unit to get most out of her skill 1 buffs. Ada's burst skill is extremely strong and her damage output is insane. While her skill 1 buff is restricted only to burst 3 characters, I can think of plenty strong units who can now become even more busted due to Ada's inclusion. She's also an electric unit, which means she slots perfectly into an anomaly interception team against glass container depending on your team comp, and available electric units such as Summer Anise or Cinderella. She doesn't quite fit for Mirror Container's best in slot team, but is a strong inclusion to an electric team nonetheless. All in all, the new Ada unit gets a perfect S tier 10 out of 10 score. Great damage output, fits well into already strong team comps, and generally buffs a great amount of already busted burst 3 characters when played correctly. Insanely valuable collab unit.